Hey everybody. So, I finally figured out the title of the series. It was kind of right in my face the entire time, but, say hello to the Opinion Corner! Since I kind of just made that as a bit for the whole, Harvest Moon 1 World review, and I even brought it back for the Story of Seasons thing, I'm like, oh, that's kind of catchy. I'll go with it. So, yeah, so I actually have a series for this. But what is the Opinion Corner? Well, it's a corner of my opinions. So yeah, I guess this is sort of like a half scripted, half podcast sort of deal where I kind of just sit in front of a mic and then talk about what's on my mind today. And yeah, so I guess you're probably seeing Rune Factory 3 in the background because I'm probably gonna gush over that and what I loved about that game so much, because we are going to be talking about Rune Factory 5. And now I'm recording this on the day it releases in Japan, and honestly it feels surreal because I'm seeing like the opening cutscene, and my recommended is just full of Rune Factory 5 stuff, and I'm trying to stay away from it because I want to go into them spoiler free, because especially for like RPGs and stuff, I really enjoy seeing these things blind, especially if they do character interactions, which we'll get to later. So I guess I just wanted to talk about Rune Factory 5, I guess like pre-release thoughts in a way, because well, we're probably not going to get the English translation for a while. From the records I've seen from like Rune Factory 3's translation, Rune Factory 4's translations and stuff, I've kind of just whittled it down to maybe like 6 to 8 months. But they seem to be pretty set on saying that it's going to release in 2021 in Europe and the NA region, I think. And then Asia, they said it's going to be around like early September, which is interesting. That's the release window for Rune Factory 5, and honestly, the more time they give me for my Rune Factory marathon, so you know what, I'm not complaining. So, I guess the first thing that I kind of want to talk about is, well, what do I want the game to be like, maybe? I don't know, I'm doing this fully podcast now, just because I thought that I've been meaning to make this video for a while, but it's been so busy. I've been doing other scripts. I've been working on the Wind Waker video for Zelda month, so I can hopefully go on a 2-year streak where I actually post it in Zelda month. And then there's also the top 10 video games I've played in 2019, because I have to do that. Then I have to write the script for the 2021, and then I sort of have to, well, I don't think I have to get ready for the 2021 video just yet, so that's fine. But yeah, I guess the first thing I want to talk about is, well, Rune Factory 5, I guess. Well, I mean, that's kind of the point of the video, but okay, I'm getting a little scatterbrained here. Okay, so I think one of the main things that I'm looking for Rune Factory 5 is characters. Characters are what got me into Rune Factory in the first place. I saw a funny rip on Silva Gunner, read the comments, and people were saying, oh, this is so underrated. I'm like, okay, so I decided to give it a whirl. And what really captured me of Rune Factory 3 in particular, because the story is kind of short, especially considering I'm playing Rune Factory 1 right now, and that one has like 8 dungeons and stuff, and it's pretty lengthy. But Rune Factory 3 only has like 4 dungeons, and so there's not much gameplay in that regard. Well, actually there's 5, but you know, it's a secret dungeon that the player gets to later. And then Rune Factory 4, there's just a bunch of dungeons. I'm still not done with the game, and I think there's been like 10 dungeons maybe already, so that game's pretty lengthy. So maybe Rune Factory 5 is going to be pretty cool. I've been trying to like stay away from a lot of Rune Factory 5 stuff, but I couldn't help but having a peek at the cutscene, and it seems like they're really trying to drag you in, which I think is really cool, because it's been so long since we got a Rune Factory game. It's been 8 years, right? And then it was the whole they shut down, and then they were picked up by Marvelous, and then they made a new game before Rune Factory 5 and Rune Factory 4 Special, or ported Rune Factory 4 to the Switch, I guess. That game I actually do want to look into, but yeah, I'm just hoping Rune Factory 5 has some really cool character development. I do think Rune Factory 4 was a little lacking in that part. I didn't really like how the big character events really started within 7 to 8 hearts in, because you're kind of just like giving gifts to the characters, but there's no real point. You're not really like attached to the character in a sense. You're more, meanwhile Rune Factory 3 kind of just like sunk you in, introduced everyone in all the bachelorettes in a really clever way. Like they some of them was hidden behind it, but like Carmen's very first heart event, I guess you could say, was hidden behind the fishing rod thing. And you got to know like all of them. I really liked how wacky the characters were and the development they went through. I don't want to spoil in too much because I personally think that it's really, really good. I guess that'll be a topic for another video. But yeah, something I can say is that I did like how they had 3 different systems and bulletin boards, and that's how they got you to develop on the characters. They had the main bulletin board for like the first few events, and then once you actually got to know them, they started sending them to your mailbox personally, because now it's no longer just like a request for anyone, because at first it was just like anyone, and then you just happened to come along, and then, well, not only did you feel like you got to know the character, but the character felt like they got to know you, or the character you're playing as, I guess, depending on how your immersion works. And then the whole mailbox thing feels like this progression, and the progression feels genuine and natural, and I thought that was so cool on how they turned heart events into that. And I was a little disappointed that they didn't bring that back into Rune Factory 4, which is kind of what still makes me feel... Oh, I mean, I'm not done Rune Factory 4, so I can't really say that I prefer Rune Factory 3 more, but that kind of experience, Rune Factory 3, I mean, along with the gameplay, well, what's left of it, I guess, and its story and sort of idea, I guess I liked the idea more than the story, because the story was fine, but again, it was a little short considering the amount of gameplay it had, or in the story that you had to do. I'm thinking it would be really cool if they sort of did more development, sort of a la Rune Factory 3, because it really impressed me how genuine they made these characters feel, and sort of how they were built around. If I speak anymore, I feel like it'll be spoilers, but just like they felt like they wanted to grow, and honestly, they were just incredible heart events. Or just events in general, I guess, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, I've been bashing on Rune Factory 4 a little bit. I also want to preface by saying I do enjoy Rune Factory 4, and I think it's really fun. I think the gameplay was really clean. I enjoyed that there's a lot of things to do with the game, and I think the story is done a lot better than in Rune Factory 3, and heck, probably in every other game before it. Considering mainlines, I'm not thinking of like Tides of Destiny or Frontier, because I haven't really delved into those that well. But yeah, Rune Factory 4 is a genuinely good experience, and I can see why people still enjoy that series, or that game in particular, so deeply. Because even though I personally thought the characters weren't as developed as Rune Factory 3's, I do think that the way they handled it after, I think were really cool. I still think that the way they did it after you get all of those like hurdles, like once you get to the whole like boyfriend-girlfriend mechanic, I think that huge little arcing storyline was cool. So I don't like hate Rune Factory 4, nor do I dislike it at all. I actually really like it, and I was surprised too, because I didn't think I would like it as much as I did. Yeah, so anyway, back to Rune Factory 5. Another thing I do want to talk about is the difference in, I wouldn't say art style, like camera position, I guess, because they're going for more of a Rune Factory, Tides of Destiny, Frontier look, where it's no longer a top-down format, but it's more so just, you're probably going to have more control with the camera, maybe with like a C-stick or something, and I'm just wondering how they're going to translate that playstyle, because the reason I enjoyed 3 and 4 so much is because I liked how clean the movement was, especially when thinking of festivals like the Bean Festival and how you were able to move around so quickly and with a fixed camera and stuff. I'm just hoping that they don't like dumb down the festivals or anything, because Rune Factory has some creative as hell festivals, and I really like how the festivals are very gameplay oriented, because it kind of gives this difference outside of Harvest Moon, or nowadays Story of Seasons, if you want to look at Rune Factory as a as a farming sim experience, I guess. So for Rune Factory, you have more gameplay oriented stuff, and then for Harvest Moon and Story of Seasons, you have more dialogue, story oriented, or I wouldn't say story, but yeah, more so dialogue oriented festivals. So it gives sort of like that mix and match sort of thing. Though Harvest Moon does also have, and Story of Seasons do also have some gameplay-oriented festivals as well, especially looking at the newer entry, Pioneers of Olive Town. Next, I guess I want to talk about the weapons. The weapons were pretty similar to 3 and 4, and I think this switch to Rune Factory 5... Oh, engine! I think that's what I'm thinking. Instead of like a camera thing, I think it's more like an engine, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, I wonder how the engine is going to work for certain weapon types. Will they work similarly to Rune Factory 3 and 4's engine, or will they work similarly to Tides of Destiny sort of thing? Because Rune Factory 3 and 4, I feel like, are very like quick paced, and you can kind of like cancel out of your moves and have this cool ass tech. I main hammer, by the way, so that's probably why I'm thinking that way. I liked in 4 how you could do the spin, and then you could cancel out of it with like a dash, or a wave dash, however you want to look at it. And then you could just continue to spin, and then you could just topple like that. Just stuff like that I found was really cool. Maybe a little broken, but still really cool. I like it when games give you freedom like that. On the other hand, some people that I've heard talk about Tides of Destiny, they say that they really like the combat in that game. But I personally found it to be a little different, maybe a little clunkier. But that's just me. I don't know if other people feel that way. It really depends on what you prefer, and whatever it is, that's fine. I guess I'm looking forward to the characters. One thing I feel like I can always put faith in Rune Factory, especially nowadays, is its writing. Because, you know, Rune Factory 3, I gush over it all the time. Rune Factory 4 still has some really good gems, like, you know, at first I was like, oh, you know, this Porcaline guy, you know, feels, not sure how I feel about this guy, but then they were able to turn my whole opinion around, and I'm like, holy shit, respect. Porcaline's a homie, and stuff like that, and, you know, stuff like that. I like it when games kind of just, like, twist this sort of perception of a character. They basically give their characters a chance, and I think that's really cool, and that's why I'm looking forward to learning about all these other characters. I also feel like Story of Seasons, Trio of Towns also did this sort of treatment, where they gave a lot of opportunities for even their NPCs that weren't dateable to really shine, and for the player to help to get to know them a little more, and I thought that was really cool. And I feel like games that rely on their characters, I feel like they should do more of those things, but I don't know, that's maybe just a me thing. Yes, I also have to take into account, you know, the different types of gameplay styles, and, you know, maybe it wouldn't work in some games, and maybe it wouldn't in others, but it's definitely a part of games that I personally enjoy. I can at least say that much, confidently. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Rune Factory 5's story, how long it's gonna be, if it's able to make, like, a lasting experience, because even though Rune Factory 3 was, kind of short in the story and main plot perspective, I was still able to clock in like 115 hours of before I even fought the final boss, because I was just so enthralled in learning about the characters. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what they have for the plot. Are they going to keep with the memory loss sort of thing? I think they are. I think I remember seeing a clip about that somewhere. I don't know. And, you know, how this town is going to be to the player character. How wacky are the characters be? Are we going to have hard events again like in Rune Factory 3, or like bulletin board events like in Rune Factory 3, or are they going to stick with the boyfriend-girlfriend system in 4, or maybe have a hybrid where you have a couple events before you get to pick which character you want to get together with, and then a few more events after that? But yeah, overall, I'm pretty excited for this game. I haven't been playing Rune Factory for long. I only joined in like 2017, like January 2017, really early on. Maybe December 2016 at the latest. Yeah, I think it's December 2016. And I joined through Rune Factory 3, and only now am I playing through Rune Factory 1, Rune Factory 2, and Rune Factory 4, and then all the other side stuff. But Rune Factory 3 just left such an impact on me. So I'm really hoping that this game does really well. A lot more people get to experience it. Hopefully it brings a lot of people to the series like Rune Factory 4 did, and, you know, people get to enjoy it. So yeah, basically for like the more opinion side, I want more character development. Yeah, that would be really nice. It'd be cool to see more plot, more dungeons, more festival concepts would be really interesting. Hopefully the engine makes it really fun for the weapons. Maybe it'll be like a hybrid between Rune Factory 3 and 4 and then Tides of Destiny's combat system. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for my whole rant on Rune Factory 5. Pre-release first thoughts, I guess. Let me know in the comments below. Is this gonna be your first Rune Factory? Have you played any Rune Factory games before? Which one did you start with? Are you excited for this game? Are you not? Are you playing it right now? I like hearing what you guys think in the comments below, and then seeing the discussions that come from it. I think it's really neat seeing other people's perspectives of things. I remember when I made my Rune Factory 5 and Rune Factory 4 Special Edition reaction video, a lot of people gave me flag because I said Rune Factory 4 was the inferior Rune Factory 3. So yeah, I'm curious to hear your thoughts now. Just let me know in the comments. Like the video so other people can find it, and subscribe if you want to see more from me. But friendly note, if this is your first time here, this is my second channel. This is where I throw a bunch of like side content and extras. Meanwhile, if you want to see more from me, then my main channel is like at the front page of my second channel, this front page. And on the outro, I will also link a playlist to my Rune Factory marathon that I planned in back in 2019, where I was supposed to play through all 4 games before 5 comes out. And then 2 years later, I'm still on one. But yeah, if you want to watch that, it's there. And then I also have a funny video where I go through the first half of Skytrue Village 3. I said Skytrue Village 3 out of instinct, I don't know why. The Harvest Moon 1 world, excuse me. It's one of those like semi-scripted, semi-gameplay things. And on this channel, there's also like the 2 first thoughts videos I have of the latest Story of Seasons and Harvest Moon entries by Marvelous and Natsume respectively. And yeah, that's pretty much all the plugs I have. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. I'll see you.